Hi, my name is Alex Abbasi. I'm a musician and a senior at Granbury Preparatory School. Today in this video, I will be teaching you guys how to flip a drumstick and incorporate it into your playing. Remember that this video is intended for beginner and novice level drummers, so if you're not quite at that point yet, come back another time. So starting out with the initial technique of this flip, you're going to want to take your index finger and your thumb and slowly throw the stick around and spin it around in a circular-like motion as if you're stirring a pot of soup. So once you've developed the solid pot stirring motion, you're going to want to stir once and practice catching the stick with your 3 remaining fingers, as such. In doing this, you would want to start very slow and then increase the speed as you go along. So once you have the original motion down, stirring and catching, then you're going to want to practice stirring and catching, but with an upward momentum. The reason being, while you're playing, once you hit any part of the drum, the momentum of the stick is going to shoot upwards. Therefore, you need to practice flipping with the upward motion to compensate for the extra force. If you have the upward flipping motion down packed, you're going to want to take it to a hard surface. It can be the kit, a practice pad, or even the floor. As long as it's a solid surface that's practicable, you're in the clear. So what you want to do is throw down a single quarter note and come back up with the flip, as such. Now as you get more comfortable, you can speed up the tempo. Now I highly recommend that you also practice with your left hand, because in the beginning it's easier to develop the muscle memory than later on when you've already developed it in your right hand. And as you get more comfortable, speed up the tempo. After your stick flips on your practice surface, you're going to want to take it to the kit and apply it into your playing. So the simplest way to start out with applying your flips into your playing is to start out with a simple 4/4 beat, as such. You're going to want to do eighth notes on the hi-hat and half notes on the snare and foot, as such. So once you have your 4/4 beat, you're going to want to manipulate the 4/4 beat in order to incorporate the flips. So what you want to do is start out with your 4/4 beat, but in order to incorporate the flips into the beat, you're going to want to switch up the eighth notes on the hi-hat with your left and right hand, as such. The reason for this being, when you take out one hand for the flip, you're going to want to compensate for the missing beat with your left hand. So with all this being said, let's apply it in a slow example. The movements all figured out, you're going to want to practice this a lot and every day. I recommend at least 10 minutes every day practicing the 4/4 groove with the beat incorporated into it. As you keep practicing this, you're going to want to speed up the BPM every time so you can get better and more fluid with your flips. Faster. Even faster. Soon enough, with a lot of practice and hard work, your stick flips will be fluid as ever. Once you have your dominant hand manipulated stick flip beat down packed, you're going to want to incorporate your weaker hands into the beat as well, so you form a fuller, more integrated practice, as such. Same rules apply. Every note that this hand is flipping, your other hand will compensate for the missing note. super comfortable with your 4/4 stick flip beats in both your dominant and weaker hand, you can start incorporating your flips into a multitude of beats. For example, the dance beat, a jazz beat, or even a rock beat. The possibilities are endless. Your stick flips and the practice drumming both left and right hands, you're going to want to move it over to your performance drumming, and this is what that should look like. On behalf of the class of 2018, we hope you have a great day and great drumming.